Here's the script. Wait, I said I wouldn't say that. Let me just start. Imagine you just had the most incredible meal of your life, and you beg the chef for the recipe and they smile and say absolutely nothing. That silence is not rudeness. That silence is a business decision worth thousands of dollars. Private chefs and caterers live in this weird in-between world where their kitchen is their office, your home is their workplace, and the food they make is literally their product. It would be like asking a comedian to just hand you their best jokes so you could use them at parties without them. Here is the thing about recipes, though. A recipe on its own is almost never the real secret. You could have the exact same list of ingredients as a Michelin-starred chef and still produce something that tastes like regret and confusion. The real magic is in what chefs call technique, timing, and intuition, which took them years, sometimes decades, to develop. So when someone shares a recipe, they are really sharing a map, but not the experience of actually knowing how to read it. Now, private chefs are in a particularly spicy situation. No pun intended. Actually, full pun intended. They cook in your home, sometimes weekly, and over time you start to feel like those dishes belong to you, which is one of the most delicious misunderstandings in the food industry. Caterers face a slightly different version of this problem because they are feeding 50, 100, 200 people at a time. Their recipes are scaled, tested, and refined through hundreds of hours of trial and error, and giving that away is basically handing someone a free business. There is actually no law in the United States that protects recipes as intellectual property the way a song or a movie is protected. A specific combination of words describing a recipe can technically be copyrighted, but the idea of the recipe itself, completely fair game. So chefs have had to get creative, and some of them leave out one tiny ingredient, or they describe a step just vaguely enough that it does not quite work the same at home. This is not lying exactly. It is more like giving someone directions that get them close, but not quite to the front door. Some chefs go the opposite direction and share everything openly, using recipes as marketing. They figure if you can taste their food at an event, and then try to make it at home and fail spectacularly, you are going to hire them even faster. This is actually backed by behavior we see all the time. People watch cooking videos, follow every step, and then call a caterer anyway, because it turns out cooking for 40 people is not the same as watching someone do it on a screen. There is a famous saying that goes watching is not doing, and nowhere is that more true than a commercial-scale kitchen running on deadline. The chefs who tend to struggle most are the ones who have not figured out what their actual value is beyond the food. If you think your value is the recipe, you will protect it forever, and maybe miss the point, but if you know your value is the execution, the reliability, the personality, and the experience, then sharing a recipe actually feels fine. Community also plays a massive role here, especially in cultures where food is identity. Many traditional dishes have been passed down for generations, with the full expectation that they will be shared freely, and a chef who locks that away can quickly find themselves outside of the community trust that actually feeds their reputation. The smartest private chefs tend to operate somewhere in the middle. They share enough to seem generous and build connection, while quietly keeping the thing that actually makes the dish extraordinary just slightly out of reach. It is less about secrecy and more about knowing which parts of yourself to give away for free. So the next time a chef smiles mysteriously when you ask for their recipe, do not take it personally. They are just doing the oldest math in the culinary world, which is figuring out what sharing costs and what it earns. And if you want to learn more about how our company helps food professionals navigate all of this, check out the links in the description.